Several strange creature sightings start appearing after an art class moves to a remote village. One night, this girl notices her hands forming into something strange. When she tries to tap her phone screen, her fingers bend in unnatural ways. Moments later, both her hands begin merging together, looking like clay, the same material they've been using for their art lessons. As she struggles to remove the clay, she realizes that her body is no longer human. The clay expands and wraps around her entire body until she becomes powerless. The next day, she returns to her normal appearance but suddenly attacks one of her classmates. When the short-haired classmate fights back, she accidentally pulls part of the girl's face, which has already turned soft like putty. At the same time, the victim's hands appear wrinkled. When her friend stared at her face, the true monstrous form beneath the torn skin is revealed. The short-haired girl then goes into the kitchen, and this time, she attacks another male friend there. Just like before, the human appearance is merely a cover, hiding a strange clay-like creature inside. The boy decides to attack another friend, but this friend manages to fight back and stabs him with a piece of glass. After being hit with a lunchbox, it becomes clear that the boy is no longer human because his face looks completely soft and deformed. The teacher then arrives to save her female student. She uses a large board to pin down the creature. As it tries to escape through the side, a man appears, throwing a small board at it and using a large heating tool to harden and stiffen the monster before stomping it into pieces. The man then explains that it is one of the creations of an artist who used to be his classmate. This artist mixed his own red liquid from his body into the clay, creating sculptures that could come to life. Thinking it's all over, they let their guard down, unaware that a piece of the clay has entered one of their friends, who now begins to transform. Fortunately, the clay is immediately burned and reduced to ashes to prevent it from getting into someone else's body. Sadly, an earthquake suddenly occurs, causing objects in the house to fall and scatter the ashes. The powder becomes airborne and is inhaled by the man who was once friends with the clay's creator. Moments later, the original monster emerges from his body, returning to its initial form after absorbing the man's past memories. The student, the teacher, and the man now have to fight hard to defeat it. The student tries to lure the monster by offering red liquid dripping from her hand, followed by the man stabbing its leg from behind, and finally, the teacher thrusts a pole into the monster. Cornered, the student begins carving holes into its face, just like the process of reshaping a clay sculpture. Their struggle ends with burning the clay monster and burying it deep in the ground. Sadly, the organic life below becomes food for the clay, which revives itself, turning into worm-like shapes mimicking the worm it consumed, and begins to attack the city at night.